am I starting right now?
Yep, and I'm ready. Fred, you ready?
Rolling.
Great. And Jess, you ready? Kim?
We talked on the phone, but great to meet you. My name is Michael Render.
Nice to meet you. Bernie Sanders.
Thank you. I'm professionally known as Killer Mike. I rap, and I rap about a lot of the stuff that you ran about. And I want to talk about that. You are different. Why?
Because I didn't get into politics to figure out how I could become president or a senator. I got into politics because I give a damn, all right? Because I do think it is an outrage that we have people sleeping out on the streets in this country, that 51% of young African-American kids are unemployed or underemployed, that millions of people don't have any health insurance. That's what I feel in my gut, and that's what I'm fighting to change. And I think that in the richest country in the history of the world, Mike, which is what we are right now, we can do infinitely better in providing economic rights to our people. So when I talk about democratic socialism, this is what I say. You have a right, regardless of your income, to health care.
Absolutely.
I believe that. Whether you're rich, whether you're poor, you're old, young, black, white, you have a right to health care. You have a right to have an education. And I think in the year 2015, you have a right to have free tuition in public colleges and universities if you have the ability. I don't think if you're poor, you should be denied that education.
Absolutely.
All right? I think you have a right to have a decent job that pays you a living wage, and you can't make it on $7.25 an hour, which is why we have to raise the minimum wage, why we need pay equity for women workers. So what I am talking about when I talk about democratic socialism is to make sure that in the richest country in the history of the world, which is what we have right now, that everybody at least has a minimal standard of living and some dignity as a result of that. So what you got on top is incredible greed. I don't think it's pervasive. I don't think everybody in America is like that.
Yeah.
But that's the culture of the people on top. Greed is their mantra. It's what they believe, and we got to change that. What you got now is a economy which is largely rigged in the sense that almost all of the new wealth and income is going to the top 1%.
Gotcha.
Okay, and you have an incredibly unequal distribution of wealth.
Gotcha.
Okay, that's what the one reality. And then you got another reality. And the reality is that the folks who have the money, they're not putting that money under their mattress. They want political power.
Gotcha.
So as a result of this disastrous Citizens United Supreme Court decision, billionaires can now buy elections.
You're one of the first politicians I've heard say it's a we. It is a collective of people.
We're taking on a corporate media which is much more interested in looking at politics as a baseball game or as a soap opera rather than dealing with the real issues. Here, let me throw it out to you. You tell me if you've seen this on TV. As a result of technology, the average worker in America is producing a lot more, correct?
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is the person, everything being equal, earning less money? Good question.
Very good question.
Why is the United States the only major country on earth that doesn't guarantee health care to all people? Good question.
It's a very good question.
All right. Is it moral that the top 1/10 of 1% owns almost as much wealth as the bottom 90%?
Absolutely not moral.
All right. Do you hear that discussion on CNN and NBC? No. Not too often. All right. How many people agree with Republicans who want to give tax breaks to billionaires and cut Social Security and Medicare? Should we take a long walk and see if we can find one person who agrees with that? And these guys may win the election because people don't vote and don't pay attention. That's what our job is. People are angry and they're frustrated. So somebody like Trump comes along, and what does he say? He says, you're angry and you're frustrated? It's that black guy there. That's the guy.
Those Mexican immigrants.
Yeah, and they're criminals and they're rapists. We got to keep them out. Or you know what? It's the Muslim across the street. You know that woman has the thing on her head? That's your enemy right there. And you play on people's fear and anxiety. This is the oldest story in the book.
It amazes me that people run from you as though he's a socialist, but they embrace Trump's philosophy that's a gratuitous fascism. It is fascist to run identity checks on people, to essentially give them electronic scarlet letters. That is Mussolinian.
Yes.
That is Hitlerian, and yet no one is saying no. Like no, this we can't do this. It's scary.
What anybody who knows anything about politics understands is Democrats win when people vote.
Yeah.
Republicans win like they did last year when nobody votes. We are generating excitement, and the only way Democrats win is when young people and working class people start coming out and voting.
You know, in every black barbershop, there's 2 black guys and an honorary white guy. So when I was growing up, it was Martin Luther King, Jesus, and Black Jesus in my shop, and Jack Kennedy. You know what I mean? So in my shop, like you're really about to get the heralded position of the white guy. It's gonna be like Martin, Malcolm, Bernie. That's what,